Yeah, what's happening with y'all? It's your boy, Neighborhood Nipsey Hussle. Y'all listening to Jessie, Maguire.
WPRK 91.5 FM. This is Jessie Maguire in the Backstage Pass, and I'm sitting down with the big boss from the West.
Don't stop. Neighborhood Nipsey Hussle. Y'all know what it is. Slauson boys.
Nipsey.
All money in.
What's good, buddy?
Trying to get it right now. Working hard. Finishing up this first solo debut. It's called South Central State of Mind. It's coming out this summer. You know, just out here in New York, getting it in.
That's what's up. Now, I'm not even gonna lie. The first time I heard of you was from when I was, kind of doing my runs on like the hip hop blog sites. Did you kind of, cause you're huge on the internet now. Did you like target that specifically, or is it something just happened?
Well, I knew that the internet is like a real valuable piece of your promo right now. Like, what I'm saying, there's no other way to reach that many people. But it wasn't me personally that was doing this shit. I had a team that, we put on top of that. And they real like internet savvy. They know all the blog sites. They got connects with everybody online. So all I was doing was just every time I make a record, every time I do a video, every time I get a new product, I just hand it to my online team and they do their job and get that shit out there. Like you said, it just started picking up. We started getting a lot of good feedback.
Is there something particular that the West Coast MCs have that the East Coast don't?
Nah, I fuck with a lot of East Coast rappers. Like, I don't know what list that they showed you as my influence, but I always give it up. I'll be like, I was influenced by Pac, Big, Jay, Nas, like not just West Coast niggas. More West Coast artists, because that's the environment and the element I grew up in, so I can relate to their music on a different type of level. But I fuck with East Coast music just as well. Like I can quote you the whole first Jay-Z, Nas album and all that, you know what I mean? And I'm an LA nigga, so
That's what's up. Now you mentioned Biggie. Did you get a chance to see Notorious?
Not yet. I'm going to see that motherfucker though. I ain't see it yet though.
What can the fans expect from the new album?
I mean, it's really self-explanatory. The name of the album is South Central State of Mind. Like my whole goal going into it, number one, was to make a classic hip-hop album. It's not just a West Coast album. It's not just an LA album. It's a hip-hop project. But the perspective and the content and the story that I tell is basically the streets of LA, the state of mind of an LA nigga coming up. You know what I mean? And I feel like it's a demand for that since the Snoops and the Dre's and the Ice Cubes kind of got to such a successful level. You know what I mean? They were detached from the street element of LA. That's not a bad thing. They just naturally progressed into that. So I feel like the fans and the market really want to hear the update on the streets of LA. And that's what my project is.
Definitely. Now,
aside from, we got club records, we got shit for the females and all that, but the story that's going to be told, it's the update on LA.
Now, you definitely had your trials and tribulations, growing up and kind of getting to the point where you're at now.
Yeah.
What advice can you offer for people who are kind of in the same, situation that you are? Gotta stay on their hustle, but they really want to, do their thing in music too.
I mean, the main thing, just stay down. That's with anything. No matter what you're doing, you got to stay down. If you selling dope, if you robbing, if you pimping, if you rapping, if you going to work every day, you got to stay down. You feel me? Like, it's always going to be bumps in the road, but you got to push through everything. Even if you look like a brick wall, you got to go through that motherfucker. Because, it ain't no stopping. Every day you still got to wake up. So, motherfucker got to just stay down with their grind. And number two, the company you keep has a large influence on the situations you bring to yourself. So, whatever direction motherfuckers is heading in, whether it's, like I said, rap music, production, 9-to-5 life, whatever it is, you got to surround yourself with people that's like-minded and that's focused on the same goal you focused on. You know what I mean? Birds of a feather flock together. If you're around 9 broke niggas, you got to be the 10th one. So, you got to surround yourself with like-minded people that's aiming for success.
Now, your first album's going to be coming out through Epic, which is, a major label. I know you did your thing independently. Why did you decide, I guess besides the obvious, in terms of like
cash money up front.
Yeah. Why did you decide to go the major route as opposed to kind of stick with independent?
I mean, honestly, like my whole movement up until 2008 was an independent movement. You feel me? Like everything was based on us. We was functioning as a label, as a company, as a production company. But like certain situations that happened to me, like my brother went to the pen. I was a big part of my company. You know what I'm saying? My studio got raided. That was another big piece of my company. I was catching cases back and forth to where our whole operation had really been like sabotaged just by legal problems and by lack of income based on my brother was in the pen. I couldn't hustle no more. I was fighting cases, so everything came to a halt. We was financing everything on our own based on our little hustle. But once it got to that point, I had a gang of quality music and hot product. Damn near my first album was already done, but I didn't have what it took as far as the money and the resources to finish my shit and to take it to the next level. So I was just on like treading on water at one point. And just by, now I ain't gonna say by coincidence, but the way shit happened was like, as soon as I lost all my equipment, as soon as my brother went to the pen, as soon as we took that fall, that's when all the major label interest started peaking, started spiking, you feel me? So I was like, you know, instead of waiting and trying to rebuild this shit, some shit that liable to take 2 or 3 years, you know what I mean? Even though it would probably been a better benefit on the back end, and I would have had more control, and would have been the boss to see sooner. But it was just like, 3 years, I don't know if I still had 3 years, you feel me? Like I was skating on thin ice. I'm on all type of paperwork, you know what I mean? I feel like I'm a target by the local police in my area, so it was like I had to hurry up and hop out of my element and get into a corporate structure and a professional structure. Because I didn't know if I had the time to sit and wait and try to keep doing independent and all on my own. So that was really the main determining factor. It's like it was to the point where it was like now or never. If I ain't dived in head first right now, I don't know if it was gonna happen. Not just because the opportunity was gonna pass, but maybe, you know what I'm saying, I was just feeling like pressure from every direction, like a motherfucker wasn't really gonna be out here too much longer if I didn't hurry up and hop in this shit. So, you know, like you said, other than the fact that they cut a nice check up front and got a major machine behind the shit to really get my music out there, I always felt like I had music that could be successful from coast to coast. And I always wanted to start in my region, but you know, if I felt once I felt like the label could take my shit and pump through that machine and get it everywhere, you know, it's the best option.
Definitely. Now, you know, you're definitely on the come up, and you're definitely doing all the right things. I know each and every day more people are finding out about Nipsey Hussle. What has been the best part of the quote unquote, like, you know, fame so far, and what has been the worst part?
I mean, the best part probably is like people that probably wouldn't been able to even understand or respect. Now I ain't gonna say respect, but understand or even have good intentions for me. Like in LA, it's a lot of street niggas that from different areas. You know what I mean? But due to this music and due to my success in the music, so-called enemies of mine, I see them and I'll be outnumbered and all that, but they'll recognize who I am and what I'm doing, and be like, I fuck with your music, I'm a fan of your shit, homie. I've been listening to your shit. You know, you from over here, I'm from over here, but it's all love, my nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? Your shit is A1, I respect it. So that's probably the best part, like seeing the barriers being broke down. Like niggas that, or people from areas that we've been so-called beefing with and going at it with for decades. You know what I mean? Based on the music, put that to the side and just respect what we're doing. You know what I mean? And probably the worst part about it is, you know, the expectation. Motherfuckers start seeing your face, hearing you on the radio and all that, knowing you got a deal. You know, people start not necessarily asking for shit or having their palms out, but having an expectation of you to, you know what I mean, to be the sole provider and, like, you know what I mean, trying to attach themselves to what you're doing. And, you know what I mean, just include themselves because they feel like you headed towards success. And that's like, you know, it ain't really no problem because I ain't gonna do nothing against my will. It's just like, it make you look at a motherfucker like they unsincere, and you kind of like get a stale taste in your mouth about them, you feel me? Because they get to acting like real eager to be your friends since they know you emotion, you feel me? Yeah, appreciate all y'all support. You know what I mean? I read my comments, I check the MySpace and all that. I always check online, I get all the feedback. Keep doing that, I love that. And just watch out for everything we got coming out. I got the my next mixtape, Bullets Ain't Got No Name, Volume 3 coming out. We got the Slauson Boys mixtape that's done, that's crazy, coming out. We got the Slauson Boys album coming out shortly after my solo album. So we got projects lined up. We got the video finna drop next week, January 29th. The Hustle in the House video, that's crazy. And other than that, you know, we just pressing. We got a lot of good music for everybody. You know what I mean? We got a movie coming out called Blue Laces. It's gonna be $1 million production through Sony Pictures and a company called Cold Black. And you know, other than that, we just it's everybody stay tuned. We got a lot in store for y'all. No question. Hustle music.